Hi, in today's video, we're going to go over how you can send information that's collected in a chatbot, such as one created by Zapier, over to a Gavel workflow automatically so that it outputs all of the information into a document that automatically gets emailed to a particular person that you designate. So I'm going to demonstrate how this would work in the example of a website where in this particular case, I'm just going to have it link directly to a chatbot that I created on Zapier that asks, "Hi there, what's your first and last name?" Let's say Demetria Demonstration. I'm going to say submit. It's going to say, "Thank you for providing your name, Demetria Demonstration. Can you please give me a brief overview of the legal matter you're seeking assistance with? This will help me understand how I can best assist you in the areas of copyright, trademark, and entertainment law." And then if I say submit my current information, and this is just for this example, we're just trying to show that you can push information from one system through a chatbot to Gavel and have it generate automatically some output documents that automatically get emailed. In this case, I have this chatbot have the information that's submitted sent to a very simple workflow that just has one question, which is, "What is your first and last name?" And without the person having to do anything else, or the person who created this having to do anything else, that information for Demetria Demonstration automatically gets added to the Gavel data manager, where the person who is wanting to review this information can see that this information has also been submitted into a particular output document like this, for example. Now, additionally, I've also set this up to where an email is sent to a particular designated email address, which looks like this. So we have the information that was sent from the chatbot from Zapier over to Gavel and then pushed through automatically via an email automation. So now let's walk through how I actually built this out so that you can play with this and test this and improve upon this and use it for your own use cases. So the way that you would create this, and in my case, I created this chatbot input to Gavel workflow, you would just say create, give it a name, and then it's going to take you over to the editor. And this is in Zapier under chatbots. So you get 2 for free, and there are some different limitations that would cause you to have to upgrade, but otherwise, this is pretty good for just testing something out. So under this particular editor in Zapier Chatbots, you can see that we have setup, data, actions, style, and conversations. So you can see past conversations are logged here as well. You're also able to share this, embed this, and add it to an interface. So let's go through how I built this particular one. So here I have the name, which is just standard, the greeting type. So in my case, I have a static one where I want the same message to come up at the start of every conversation. Then I have some greeting text and I say, "Hi there, what is your first and last name?" And then I have the input placeholder just say type here. So that information here, the greeting text looks like this, and type here is what appears here. So I've given the chatbot a directive and I've said, "You are a human lawyer. You're gathering some initial information about a potential new client. Your practice areas include copyright, trademark, and entertainment law." So you can give them whatever other information or directives you want. In my case, I just wanted to be really simple so that we could show you this example. So you have the ability to change which model you're using. By default, for the free version, you're using OpenAI GPT 3.5, but you can upgrade to use other models that are available to you. And then you can set the level of creativity, predictability, and randomness. And then you can display a disclosure message in your greeting if you'd like. And then there's some advanced options, browser title, subdomain, and so on. Now, once you've set up this section, you can review that you can add knowledge sources here, but you'd need to upgrade. Same for style, so you can upgrade to customize the appearance of this particular chatbot, so you can make it to where it's your brand colors and so on. And then the conversations are kind of just your log, so don't worry about that one too much for now. The main thing that we want to focus on are the setup and the actions. So once you have the setup done, you want to create an action that would be that when a user gets a response, you want to display a button. And then you can change the button text. For example, you can have this be submit your information, and the notification text is the little message that will pop up afterwards saying that their information was submitted, for example. And then on click, you want to say run Zap. Now, what this is going to do is direct you over to create a Zap for your particular scenario here. So that's going to be the most important next piece to get Gavel involved in this equation. So once you go through that process, and in my case, I set this up to say, submit my current information, and your information has been submitted as my notification text. And on click, I want to say run Zap, and it's going to prompt me to create one here, which I've done. So it's already connected all of my information to this chatbot and that particular button for when that's clicked. And what we're doing as our action is creating and populating a new session in Gavel. So what this might look like for when you're setting this up is that you would say add a step, then you'd look for Gavel. And then once you do, you would make sure you have your event be create and populate a new session. From there, you would make sure you have the right account attached, and then you would choose your workflow name. In my case, it's going to be Chatbot input to Gavel workflow. Do you want to skip the review page? And then you're going to say yes. And then you can add now the values that you have from the Chatbot session. So you can see all of these from this particular test version. And you can choose which information you want to go where. So in my case, for example, I want the value prompt from the question about their name to be mapped over to this particular variable, but you can see all of the other information that's also available to you in this particular scenario. So let's do value prompt here, and for that person's name, continue, and then you can test this information. So since I already have this set up, I'm just going to go ahead and delete this one. And once you've made any of the changes that you need, you'll be able to make sure this is published and turned on, and then you can test it. So once you do, what you'll be able to see is that in my case, like I said, I just have a single question workflow that I've attached this to that's just asking for their first name. But in your scenario, you would build out this chatbot and build out this particular flow to have a lot more information depending on what it is you're trying to do. And then when the actual chatbot is used, so let's use an example here. Let's say I'm going to use the name of, let's use the example of Beatrice Day. And we're going to have, hi, I'm a human lawyer. How can I assist you today? Are you Beatrice Day? Or are you seeking legal advice on behalf of Beatrice Day? So you can just say, submit my current information, and it's going to say your information has been submitted because that's how we set it up. And then what's going to happen is that I'm going to be able to see this information go into the back end of Gavel. Beatrice Day here. I'll be able to open the session and see the information that was submitted. And I'll also be able to download those documents directly from here if I'd like to. And then otherwise, I'll also be emailed the documents here with Beatrice Day's information here. So that is how you can set this up. One thing I'll say about how I got the email automation to fire is actually within Gavel. So output documents tab, send finalized documents to email address, demo.command.pro, and I had the include docx format checked. And if you, instead of wanting it to always go to a particular email address, you wanted it to go to a variable such as the client's email address, for example, or particular attorneys, you can use a variable and create that instead of using this one particular email every time. So I hope that helps you understand how you might be able to have this process of creating a chatbot, or just to show you that it's possible to send information from a chatbot that you create over to a Gavel workflow automatically without having any intermediate steps through Zapier in this particular way. So I hope that was useful, and I'll see you in the next video.